Hi, I think this is part 8 of the Muslim Who Hates Questions. And for the longest time, he's been trying to say that I've been lying and being diverting and stuff like that. And I always try to say, hey, where have I been lying? Where have I been, being deceitful and stuff, or being dishonest and stuff? And he never tells me. But now he's put his foot in his mouth by saying that Jesus is a rapist for being a direct product of rape. I don't know, being a direct product of incest. And of course, I don't think he said that here yet, but you'll see what happens here. And anyway, when I read his words, I'll be using this side of my face. When I use mine, I'll be using this side. Okay. All right, now he'll be talking here. Okay. If you read the whole message, you would have seen that I already told you not to go off, not to go that far off to Adam. But didn't you say Jesus was a product of incest? And if there was an Adam and Eve as the first humans, wouldn't that mean we were all products of incest? Or who did our ancestors have sex with to produce us and Jesus? But incest was okay then, and not when, say, a more direct descendant of Jesus supposedly had incest. True? How is there a difference, except by maybe genes being different? Jesus is a product of incest long after, God forbid it after Adam. And even if you are right, we are to gasp, no, because your Jesus is a rapist because he is a product of it. I knew a girl who was a product of rape. She didn't become a rapist, just a lesbian, and a very attractive one, physically speaking. But only physically speaking. Her personality was greatly lacking. By the way, who raped to get Jesus to be a raper? To get Jesus to be a rapist. Who raped? Who raped to get Jesus? Ha ha ha. Nice try. Well, Jesus raped to get Jesus to be a rapist. If you read the Injil, it sounds consensual when Mary gets pregnant. In the Quran, it sounds like Allah raped Mary by tricking her. So when she was giving birth by the palm tree, she, quote, wishes that she had never been born and is forgotten, unquote. Which does sound like a rape. So in Islam, Jesus is a product of rape. But I still don't see how that makes the Christian version of Jesus mean that Jesus is a rapist. How does that make Jesus a rapist in the Christian version? Christianity is a religion of blind faith. Not when you compare it to Islam. I smile when you always need to discredit Islam. Oh, good. To defend your porno religion. I don't have a religion. I have a relationship. Big difference. O slave of the best of deceivers. Your faith has no backbone of its own. Now if you study the Torah and the other books of Allah and ask why innocent animals are being killed for sin offerings and blood atonement, it simply proves my point that Christianity is a religion of blind faith, and also because the Bible teaches that in Proverbs 3:5. Oh, I'm sure Proverbs probably says that. However, I go by the fact that passages about sin offerings, a metallic snake on a stick being held up by Moses, and the blood of a spotless lamb keeping the firstborn from dying make no sense if what I have blind faith in is also false. For such books of Allah are corrupted, the Torah according to the Muslims. You need darkness, absence of Islamic logic to show that little firefly light you have. Well, the angels, 1 Corinthians 11:19 does say, must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be manifest among you. So in a way, you are right. Well, according to the Muslims, the Torah, Zabur, and Injil do not exist anymore on earth, my friend. Oh, I agree. But what does the quote clear signs say about all his books? Check out Quran 4, 136, 150, 151, 152, 2, 285, 40, 70 through 72, 5, 47, 5, 68, and 1094. So whatever you pick and choose from your fakes to follow makes no difference. Then why come to me for my reading them? See Quran 1094. After all, it only exposes your blind relationship with a rapist. Since it sounds like you now believe Jesus isn't a product of rape to make him a racist, well, how is Jesus a rapist? And as you agreed with Proverbs 3:5, it simply sums up everything you said, and you are going to say, all comes from evidence less blindness of your brain. No, it's because things in Allah's Torah given to Musa, makes no sense with all the sin offerings, etc. If Christianity is a lie. Yeah. Since it sounds like you, by the way, it sounds like you now believe Jesus isn't a product of rape. Sorry to disappoint you, but I never said Jesus is a product of rape. Just had a mind fart all these times and said he was. Look back over what we just wrote in the thread, please. I mean, he can go back and play it, you know. I said he is a product of incest. How is he a product of incest? How come you never answer me there as well? You know? How come he says he's a product of incest, but he never says why he's a product of incest? Yeah, how come you never answer me there? Yeah. Although I believe he is also a product of rape. Oh, I bet you don't see how you just contradicted yourself. When you say things like that, it makes me feel it's worthless to continue this dialogue, for I feel like I'm not talking with a regular Muslim, but a crazy guy. I have reasons for that belief. And if so, you just contradicted, but I never said Jesus is a product of rape. But as I didn't propose that idea here, that's out of question for now. You want it to be, but it won't be. For you have got my curiosity up on three things. One, how is Jesus a product of direct incest? Or product of incest. Two, how is he a product of rape if you don't take into account how Allah, or Allah's spirit, or Jibril, or Allah's spirit in the form of a man in all respects, breathed into Mary's farjah, vagina, again according to the Quran. Three, how does being a product of rape make you automatically a rapist? And I'll even throw in a fourth question. If a product of rape makes future rapists, well, isn't the handing down of Quran 4:24, as reported in Sunan Abu Dawud 2, verse 2150, telling Muslims it's okay to make future rapists when it's okay for Muslims to rape women in front of their non-Muslim husbands' eyes? And you don't see that as evil, do you? How come you don't see that as evil? Well, how come you don't see it as evil? And as you agreed with Proverbs 3:5, it simply sums up everything you said, and you are going to say, all comes from evidence-less blindness of your brain. I think it means no evidence, yeah. And the blindness of your brain. No, it's because things in Allah's Torah given to Musa makes no sense with all the sin offerings, etc., if Christianity is false. Actually, as a Muslim, I never read Allah's Torah. Where in Allah's Torah Where is all this Torah if the Torah in the Old Testament isn't the Torah the clear sign says a Jew is to judge the Quran with? Quran 5, verse 47. Actually, as a Muslim, I never read all this Torah. Again, where is all this Torah if the Torah in the Old Testament isn't the Torah the clear signs, Quran, says Jews are to judge the Quran with? That's Surah 5:47. Where? If you are talking about human Torah and its nonsense, says, then it all makes sense why Christianity is such a nonsense. No, it's the human Torah and its nonsense that make Christianity not nonsense. I mean, really, Christianity makes sense of all that crazy stuff in the Old Testament. Yeah. So again, no, it's the human Torah and its nonsense that makes Christianity not nonsense. Christianity is only nonsense if Islam is true. Again, where is that Torah a Jew is to use to judge the Quran with, according to Quran 5:47? Where is that Torah to stand firm upon, according to Quran 5:68? When did it become lost or corrupted to make the Quran a lie about the Torah being not only like the Quran, get it? Like the Quran? But a lie about it being both guidance and light. When? And he doesn't answer me there. But then another time I say this. Oh, I agree. But what does the clear sign say about all his books? Check out Quran 4:136. It tells Muslims to not make any distinction between all his books. Of course, if there's corruption, then you can. It also says in Quran 4:136 they're supposed to believe in all the books. But how can you believe in all the books if the Bible is corrupted, you know? It says Allah sent Torah, Zabur, and Injil, and we Muslims do believe that Allah did send them, not the fake ones you have now. What is the problem in that? It also says to not make any distinction. How can you not make distinction? And how can you believe in them, in all the books of Allah, if only the Quran isn't corrupted like Muslims believe? How? You know? How? So, whatever you pick and choose from your fakes to follow makes no difference. Then how? Then why come to me for my reading them? See Quran 10:94. It says if a Muslim is in doubt about what Allah has sent down, you know, the Quran, they go to those who've been reading the before scriptures. In other words, the Bible. Yeah, but why is that? You know, then why? Why come to me if the Bible's corrupted? Yeah. Because you use them to convince me that a rapist can be my savior. Where in the quote clear signs does it say that is the reason why you are to come to me if you are in doubt about the clear signs? Quran 10:94. What? He's saying that if he wants to find out that Jesus is a rapist, he's supposed to come to me? Boy, talk about shirk. Talk about bid'ah or invention. He's inventing. It doesn't say, I've checked that scripture out, it mentions nowhere that you were going to go to me to find out that Jesus is a rapist or, from being a product of incest. Gosh, this guy's going nuts. Anyway, then I say this. Okay, and then we're going back. I said, I don't have a religion, I have a relationship. If you are saying that rapist Christ is not your God, then you are most welcome to have that relationship. Again, how is Jesus a rapist? Are you now going to take back your quote, Jesus is a rapist because he is a product of incest, and give a different reason? Sounds like you are about to you're going to take that back. By the way, with whom is that relationship? Is it with that bastard? He is only a bastard if you believe the Quran about all. If you only believe Allah. Not the Injil. Definitely not he's not a bastard in the Injil, that is for sure. Okay, I think I'll end it here and begin part 8. Yeah, I think so.